The idea of a science festival really started in the city of Edinburgh. They were developing a new image for the city of Edinburgh. Glasgow had been doing very well with cultural regeneration. Edinburgh decided it wanted to be a city of science. It had a great history, and it had many able and talented people and enterprising companies. So they developed a strategy for Edinburgh to be a city of science. And to highlight that to the world, they had an arts festival in the autumn, and they decided to have a science festival in the springtime to complement it in the year. Orkney had a tradition of festivals. The tourist board had encouraged the St Magnus Festival to develop, and then a folk festival. It was a strategy to make the tourist season longer, and they heard of the success of the Edinburgh Science Festival. And at the time I was living in Orkney. I was staying in Edinburgh, but I still had my house in Orkney. So they suggested that if I was thinking of coming back to Orkney, that the idea of a science festival would be something I might be interested to help them. When the idea came, it was the Director of Tourism, Josh Gourley's idea. And when he first said it, I thought it was really just too much impossible, because it was one thing for a city as big as Edinburgh, with several universities, research institutions, companies, to have a science festival, and that had been quite a challenge. But obviously Orkney's a much smaller community, more away from many of the, at the time, universities and so on. And I wondered if it could be done, but then I thought a bit. I spoke to various people, thought about the industries that Orkney has that use science and technology, farming, fishing, oil, thought about the interest in astronomy, the long-standing interest with the ancient stone circles aligned to the movements of the sun, moon, and possibly stars. So I thought, well, there could be the basis, indeed, for a festival. A first festival of any kind is a huge undertaking. There's so much you've got to decide: what time of year to have it, what size it should be, what format it should have. So there are many things to do in the first one. But what made it possible really was a wonderful response from the community. Many people came forward to help, many organizations said they would help. And then over time, the reputation of the festival grew. One thing I found was that when I was in Edinburgh, sometimes it was quite difficult to get people, because they could so easily go in a matter of hours by train or car or plane to Edinburgh. But Orkney was different. It was something possibly once in a lifetime that an opportunity might come with an invitation to go to Orkney. So people really made a huge effort to accept it. And then when they had accepted it, a huge effort to make absolutely sure that whatever other commitments came in, they would honour the commitment and make sure of coming to Orkney. So we've been wonderfully lucky over the years with the many people, speakers, activities that come to us, and then others that they recommend to us and encourage to come as well. So difficult to pick out people and events. I suppose the general feeling that always is good is when a really interesting visiting speaker comes, sometimes on a subject that might not be a familiar one, and then after the talk you see, or later in the festival you see, the speaker and someone or maybe several local people chatting to them, asking them about their subject and understanding it, and that's always a nice moment. Orkney Islands Council have been tremendously supportive of the festival for the start. The council have a strategy of supporting Orkney's industries like tourism. So what the festival was doing in helping to extend the season by taking place in September was welcomed. And the council also have a strategy of supporting sustainable development, supporting indigenous industries. So what the festival was doing to highlight industries and careers and opportunities was also supported. Again, the council have a long tradition of supporting education, and Orkney has many high-quality schools, high quality in the staff, and the buildings and the equipment. So again, they could see the potential of the festival for supporting education.